wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road. Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has we are the place, where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. We are the place.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Unity of the Blue Ridge live stream. My name is Reverend Christy Corna. I'm the Associate Minister here at Unity of the Blue Ridge, and I'm just delighted to be here. So if you have a candle at home, I invite you to light this candle with me. We always light this candle in the recognition of our light within each of us. And in that recognition, we are also acknowledging our oneness with one another. So let us begin with an opening prayer. So in gratitude, we take a moment to become still. And in this stillness, we recognize that there is only one life. It is the power and the presence of the infinite. And we come together this morning to gather in that recognition, in the awareness of our oneness, in the awareness of the divinity, which is the animating force within each of us. And we take this love and we take this light and we take all that Spirit is out into the world and do exactly what is ours to do. We remember love in all that we do, and love always makes the way clear before us. So with gratitude, we open up to the gifts of Spirit. Enjoy this service, enjoy this day. And so it is. Amen. And so Reverend Darlene's birthday is this coming week, and so she is off enjoying a few days celebrating that. And I hope she has a lot of fun. And next Sunday, we plan to have 2 outdoor services, one at 9:15 and one at 7 p.m. So if you would like to come out, bring your own lawn chair, and we'll be social distancing, and we'll have an opportunity to gather during those 2 services, and we also will have our 11 a.m. live stream as well. And if you would like to bring a birthday card for Reverend Darlene, bring that with you next Sunday. We'll have a little basket out there that you can place it in, or you can mail them to the church as well. And we certainly celebrate the amazing being that she is. Next week's services are weather permitting, of course, because they're outdoors, and should it rain, in the event of storms or rain, we will update our website and update the phone system, hear our phone message, and let you know a couple hours prior to that. So please be sure to check in if the weather looks a little iffy. So to kick off today, we have Cat Williams and our Unity Band.
Thank you, Kat and our Unity Band, Richard Schulman on piano, Dave De La Rosa, Joel, and Barefoot Pete. Thank you.
Cat Williams and our Unity Band. How wonderful is that? So today's a very special day. We have a special treat as Charles Holt, who has joined us before, is our guest speaker, and we look forward to his messages, always authentic and powerful and beautiful. So Charles Holt is an inspirational speaker. He's a producer, a singer, and a Broadway actor. So joining us from Atlanta, please welcome Charles Holt.
Hello, hello. This is Charles Holt, and I am delighted in sharing with you this morning Unity of the Blue Ridge. It has been a while since we've been together, but it hasn't been that long. It just seems like it has been quite a long time. I don't know about you, but it seems like it's been a longer time, I guess, because all of what has transpired since the last time we were together. Nevertheless, I am grateful to have the opportunity to share with you today. And I tell you, a lot has happened. I think as individuals, we could tell our stories and never have enough time to tell it all. I tell you, something that really happened that set all of this in motion for me. And when I say all of this in motion, I'm talking about the consciousness of breathing. And I know this is somewhat of an interesting type of introduction to what I'm going to be talking about, but it's all going to come together. Breathing, I think it just comes natural to us. It does. But to become conscious to the breath is something that I learned this year to cherish more than any other time before. Even those times in meditation and mindfulness prior to this pandemic that we've all been going through, the conscious breath. On March 15th, I think it was the time that all of this pandemic really registered. I had just come back from a week in Memphis where I had performed a leading role with the Memphis Symphony Orchestra, something that I love to do. I love the stage. I love music. I love the written word, the spoken word, and acting and all those things. So I just come back from a week of being with the Memphis Symphony Orchestra and Memphis 15th. This was shortly after the state of emergency had been announced. And I took it all in. I know that there was a growing, there was growing tension and anxiety, and I think hysteria had just begun to get started. I know with myself, I was trying to stay it. I was trying to figure out what's really going on. And so a week went by, 2 weeks went by. And after 2 weeks, I found myself in a place where I had never experienced or encountered before. Not only was I immersed in fear, but I was being consumed by the fear that comes with unknowing. And when I say unknowing, I'm talking about uncertainty. You see, after 2 weeks, I realized that the stage that I loved so much was shut down. It had been stated that the whole world was shut down, but I remember when 9/11 happened. I was living in New York, and I was actually in the cast of The Lion King. When 9/11 happened, things shut down, particularly New York City. New York City shut down, and the world had to pause at what had happened down in the financial district to the Twin Towers. Well, that was my only reference to a catastrophe, but I had no idea that the pandemic with the coronavirus would send everything into a world of uncertainty, and everybody and everything would come to a screeching halt, not knowing when things would resolve and get back to normal, which we now know is not coming back. The oxymoron that some of us use, the new normal, there is no such thing, and we're creating that as we go along. I wish I would have had that kind of consciousness that 2 weeks into the state of emergency and the pandemic, but I didn't. And so by the first week of April, I have come upon a time in my life where I am all out of sorts. I have gone through every emotion, every feeling tone that I can possibly put my head to and my eyes to close only to find the most horrific outcome, the worst case scenario. Couldn't sleep. Wake up in the middle of the night, wide awake. What is happening? What is going to happen? And I remember it was that first week of April, and I was washing some vegetables in my sink. I was getting ready to prepare dinner. And I had some water running. I had shut the water off, and I had commenced to washing the vegetables. And as I washed, my mind drifted into this sea of fear that I had been carrying with me, a dense fear, a long-winded fear and uncertainty. And I began to look over my life. And in that moment, I finally let denial go. Because I had been denying all of this for 2 to 3 weeks. It's coming back. We're going to come back, and we're coming back stronger. And Broadway is going to be better. But it wasn't. It had gone. The life that I had known, the life that we had experienced, the life that we had come to, for some of us, come to sit in its seat of comfort, was no longer there. And as soon as I let go of that denial, all of these other things, like a tsunami, came to the forefront of my mind. And in that moment, I went from denial to depression. The feeling of not knowing what to do. The stage is gone. The very platform that I stood up and sang on and spoke, had conversation with the audience, the congregation, it's gone. What am I going to do? And as I settled into depression, a wave of frustration came over me. I don't know what to do, so who's going to help me? Where am I going to get help from? Income. We had gone into lockdown as well, a lockdown and also a curfew. Me not being around human beings, the energetic, not being able to go outside, I felt, wow, this is just closing in. The walls are closing in on me, and I don't know how to manage or regulate this. This is what I teach, how to manage and regulate. And I don't know how to do this myself. And I went from that frustration back into depression. Oh my God. I don't know what's going to happen. My creative energy is at the lowest it has ever been. How can I create anything? What can I create from? Creation begat creation for me. And from a song comes a message and a narrative segues right into the song. Where is this going to come from? Who am I going to be able to share this with? And from there, that deep depression, I began to become angry. Angry at myself. Angry at the situation, the circumstance, and the condition. So I couldn't do anything about it. So I got angry, and I'm still washing vegetables. But I'm immersing deeper into this world. Frustration and depression. Now to anger. And from anger, I create this shame and blame game with myself. self-doubt, self-criticism. Now, Charles, you know, if you had not have left IBM, you would have been sitting pretty good right now with finances, but you left. But you were given a second chance when you went to New York and you were in Lion King. You didn't have to leave Lion King and move to Los Angeles to seek, you know, the great Hollywood and the movies and the television. Why'd you do that? That was so stupid. I just beat myself up. And I blamed me for the situation that I was in. And it was right about that time, at the peak of the blame shame game, that I spun into resentment. Resentment is an interesting place because not only did I resent myself, I started resenting my family, those people around me, even my friends, those things that I did, those things that I could not understand. Why? Why did this have to happen to me? So in that resentment, I became the biggest victim, something that I'm not used to. Those are games that I don't play. The victim game, the blame game, the shame game. Long, long ago, I had recognized those, the faces, you see. And I had learned how to manage and navigate those, move through them and recognize them. But for some reason, this time I could not get a grasp of how to pull myself up out of it. How? I don't know. I don't know how to pull myself out. So I'll just go deeper into resentment. And if my father had done this, if he had taught me better sense of finances, better sense of this, if he had taken me, and my mother, yes, she's the one, or my grandmother, the way that they taught me, it was the old-fashioned way. Why didn't they come to me with something new and improved? And it's interesting because resentment is in a deeper part of the well that I was in. I felt the weight of resentment in my body as I was having this tirade in my mind. I felt it. And because I was so far immersed into this deep, 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 low vibration, I could not come up. I was sinking deeper, but I felt it. It was a weight. It was a heavy, heavy weight. And it was in resentment that something flashed before me. And I saw the inner dwellings of my being, myself. And what I saw was a dimming light. Normally, those things like that get my attention because it lets me know, okay, it's time to come back to center. It's time to come up from below, come up from below. But I couldn't because my mind was on a roll. And my mind was dictating to me where to go next. But it didn't have to tell me. I spun right into rage. I spun right into rage, from resentment, right into rage. I was so angry at myself. I had done nothing right. Everything and every place and every turn that I had made was wrong. Something about it was wrong, and I made it wrong. I made it wrong. And there's something about rage that carries the vibration of a sadness that is indescribable. It's when you're just trying your best. There's a part of you that is trying its best to find a light, something to start, a quick start. A quick start. And so I'm in this rage in my mind, and doubt, fear, uncertainty, shame, blame, resentment, anger, frustration. And all of a sudden, I take this breath. I don't take it consciously, but I take it. It's that breath that if you've ever been underwater in a swimming pool or in the ocean, and you've either been trying to hold your breath for too long of a time, or you've gone down too far and you're trying to swim all the way up, swimming up, where is the surface? And all of a sudden you get to the surface and you take this breath. And the breath that I took was like this. I remember it. And in the breath was a quickening. A quickening. I blinked. I looked down in the sink. The water that I had run to wash my vegetables had all leaked out. I was just there with my hands clutched around these vegetables. And I heard a voice say, "Go to your phone. Put the vegetables down and go to your phone. Call a friend. You need to hear another voice." I put the vegetables down. I became conscious of my breathing. I called one of my friends and I told him exactly what had happened. I said, I started in denial. I let denial know, and I just went down this hole. I felt like I went down a hole. And I just needed to hear another voice, because the voices in my head are driving me crazy. They're driving me to a place where I cannot understand. And after a few minutes, I was all right. But I had to breathe and talk through it. And I went and sat down and I went right into meditation. And I came back to center. And I called that breath and I said, "What was that breath, God? What was it?" And all I heard was it was the resuscitative breath. It was the one that you gave breath back to your body, back to your energy, back to spirit, back to your soul. Those dreams that had sunk down in that hole with you, they were revived again. The thing that you thought you had lost, the stage, is coming back. And it's coming back in a totally different way. It's coming back, though. Charles is coming back. But I want you to be alive. To walk into it. I invite you to take the breath with me. And I'll tell you the same thing that the divine spirit, God, told me. That resuscitative breath, it's more than just breathing. It's life itself. It gives life itself. It gives life to the imagination so that we can visualize where it is that we want to be. And then from visualization, we go into a vision and say, okay, I got it. I'm going to go here. And it's the same breath that says, if you make a right turn when you should have made a left turn, we'll get you there. But it's that same resuscitative breath that brings us back. To life. to living, to that place where we know we can find, if it's just a glimpse, we can find that place where all is well. All is well. I'm grateful for the resuscitative breath. I'm so grateful for the time that we've had. I invite you now to just close your eyes and take the breath and become conscious of that breath. And know that that breath is reviving, renewing, resetting, recalibrating, reframing everything, causing you to remember who and what you are for now. 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 Yes. I'd like to leave you with this little song that we used to sing. I never will forget it. It says, when peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot has caused thee to say, it is well, it is well with my soul. God bless you. And remember that resuscitative breath. Even if you have to call on it, and then breathe, breathe, breathe. Peace, peace, and richest joy to you. This is Charles Holt. God bless you.
Wow. Thank you, Charles Holt. What a beautifully honest and profound message. And all is well. So thank you for that. What a blessing to have him join us today. So we hope to see you next weekend if you are in the area. As a reminder, we have our 9:15 and our 7 p.m. outdoor services. Bring your mask and your lawn chairs. The masks are required if you're in the building to use the restroom. So we hope to see you there. If you, again, would like to bring a birthday card for Reverend Darlene or mail one to the office here, to the church here, that would be awesome. So thank you for that. Of course, we'll also do our live stream at 11 a.m. as well. If you have any prayer requests, please call the church office and leave a message. There's a designated line, it's extension 5. And you can leave a confidential prayer request, and I will certainly give you a call back. And then we have our prayer chaplains that will pray for you, as well as Silent Unity. So also, if you're in the area and you want to stop by and see all the progress in the church, our Raise the Roof is in full swing, and this beautiful building is being transformed daily. So we are grateful for your support and the ongoing work that's going on here. Your consciousness, your prayers, and your donations, and your support in every way is helping us to continue to expand and grow and stay connected. So we appreciate you. Now to close us out, a message from our board president, Ellen Winner, and her donkeys. And that'll be followed by a song by Cat Williams and our Unity Band. Thank you so much for joining us today. Infinite blessings to you.
Hi, this is Ellen Winter, reading from The Wisdom of Donkeys by Andy Merrifield. Two small worlds of noble sentiment. They size me up, poke out in the morning air. They don't judge. Graboia's eyes. In these eyes, I see a touching sadness, a grace. Perhaps I'm trying to live out the purity I see in a donkey's eyes. A purity that may not really exist, cannot really exist, has no right to exist in the human world. Baccalard himself muses on the reverie that an animal's eyes can inspire. Ah, did you ever see a hare on an autumn morning, he asks. Did you ever see it sprint a few seconds across the silvery frost, then stop in silence, sit on its hind legs, prick up its ears and stare over the misty horizon? Its gaze seems to confer peace upon the entire universe, Baccalard says. At this moment, it's a sacred animal, an animal that should be worshipped. Baccalard associates an animal's peace, Graboia, your peaceful eyes gazing out into this vast, verdurous space, with a world peace, with a seeing eye in looking at the world. If I look into your eyes long enough, into your glassy pond reflecting the sky, I find peace within their calm waters, up in their wavy cumulus isles, and I can transport myself out of this world into the eyes of a world without limit. Maurice Barrès calls these donkey eyes a chapel of meditation. They're a place of reverence, of gentle awe, unforgettable eyes. They're the gravest and most reasonable eyes the world have ever seen. In them, there's an animal dignity, a somber patience, a yearning to stay still.
Can I be your voice? Can I be your vessel? Can I be your instrument of peace on earth? Can I be your hands? Can I be your blessing to the world? We can make heaven on earth today. Here we go. Can I be your voice? Can I be your vessel? Yeah. Can I be your instrument of peace on earth? Can I be your hands? Can I be your blessing to the world? Or we can make heaven on earth today. We can make heaven. We can make heaven. Heaven on earth today. Or we can make heaven. Oh, we can make heaven. We can make heaven on earth today. Can I be your blessing? Can I be your instrument of peace on earth? Give me some drums. Can I be your heart? Can I be your blessing? Can I be an instrument on earth today? Everybody now. We can make heaven. We can make heaven. We can make heaven on earth today. Oh, we can make heaven. We can make heaven. We can make heaven on earth today. That last line. We can make heaven on earth today.